Hey guys, welcome back. James here. So, at the time of filming this video, we are about a little bit over a week away from Halloween, and I just wanted to share this video with you and talk about a story. It's actually a true horror story. Now, it's not the horror story that you're thinking, but I wanted to share this with you because I thought it was only appropriate being so close to Halloween and just something I wanted to share with you guys. I've told my friends about it, I've told my family about it, and it was just it was a customer service experience. I'm sure you guys have gone into a store or dealt with a company and had a really horrible experience that left a really bad taste in your mouth. And that's what this video is about. Now, I've been a long-time customer with T-Mobile for years, and I had recently paid off my iPhone 10. That was by no means a cheap device. It was $1,000 when I first bought it, and I decided to do the monthly payments, and I had finally paid it off and I was ready to upgrade. Now, this was back in August, and the new Note 9 had launched, and I've had iPhones for a long time. I decided, you know what, I want to try something different. I've always liked Samsung phones and thought they were really interesting, cutting edge, and had the latest technology. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to try something different. If I don't like it, I'll return it, but I need a new phone. So I placed my pre-order, or I was about to place my pre-order with T-Mobile. So the thing about T-Mobile is that I knew this going in, that T-Mobile requires a down payment no matter how well qualified you are if the device is over a certain amount. So I knew this going in. I called T-Mobile and told them that I wanted to upgrade, and I asked, how much is my down payment going to be? And they told me it was going to be $500 down to get the new Note 9. And I was like, whoa. You know, that is a lot of money for somebody like me, considering I just paid $1,000 for the iPhone 10 that I had. But yeah, I just really wasn't ready for that. I really wasn't inclined to spend that much money on a new phone just to upgrade. And I decided that I was going to check out Verizon because I know that Verizon requires zero down for somebody like me who's well qualified. And the only trade-off with that is that you pay more monthly. So I was thinking, you know what? I'll pay more monthly if I can save some money here up front because I want to get the new phone, but I don't want to break my bank doing it. So I placed my pre-order with Verizon for the new Note 9, and a few days later, when the phone was supposed to launch, I received an email saying that my order had been canceled by the fraud department. I was like, why has it been canceled? What did I do wrong? And I was just had no answers, and I was just really upset and just irritated. And so I decided to call Verizon on the phone. I talked to a telesales agent. They said that Verizon had attempted to call me in the afternoon during the week, which is when I'm at work. You know, I do work an 8 to 5 job, and it's really hard to answer the phone when you're at work. And so I told them this. I told them, well, I don't live by my phone. I work a job. I don't know when you were expecting me to answer my phone, and that still doesn't explain why you canceled my order. So I also told them that it would have been helpful to send me an email or a text message before you canceled my order to let me know that there was additional information that you needed from me so I could provide that to you. They told me there was nothing they can do, that the fraud department considered it a high risk sort of purchase since I was a new customer and I was already buying a really expensive device. So I was like, well, I gave you my credit card information. I gave you all the information when we set up the account. If there's something you needed, you should have asked me for that. So I was just baffled at this point that they had made no conceivable effort to reach out to me other than one failed phone call. So I decided to follow up with an executive member of Verizon. So this person I talked to works in the executive office of Verizon. And I told him about my issue. He seemed really empathetic to my situation, and he did try to help me. So I don't want to say that everybody in Verizon is blatantly incompetent. So he said that, well, since the phone is supposed to be coming out soon, we're going to try to place your order again, and I'm going to notate on your account that the fraud department is not to cancel your order again, that they're, you know, he notated the account and left very specific notes for the fraud department so they wouldn't cancel the order again. And I talked to the telesales agent, told them what happened. We replaced the order, and then a few days later it was canceled again. And at this point, I'm really irritated and just steamed. So I talked to the executive member again, and I said, well, obviously the people from the fraud department don't know how to read notes, and they've canceled again. What ended up happening was, since the phone I wanted was the 512 in blue, and there was just limited supply because the phone had just launched. So there was limited quantity, and there was no more stock left for them to place another order. So I was out of phone. I wasn't able to place my order at that point, and I was just irritated. I said, well, I placed my pre-order just like everybody else, and now I can't get the phone that I want. And they said, well, we will have more in stock in October. And at this point, it being August, they were asking me to wait 2 months when it's something I should have had. I know this is all just a first world problem, and I'm complaining because I didn't get something that I wanted, but it's just the principle of the matter that when you give somebody money and you get nothing in return, and you're just not able to do a simple, business transaction, it's frustrating. With that, I just said, you know what? I'm not going to wait until October and forget it. And I knew that the new iPhone was launching just around the corner in September. So I figured, you know what? When the iPhone launches, I will just do that. I'll just upgrade to the new iPhone, and we'll see what happens. So now it's September, and I'm still with Verizon, and I decided to place my pre-order at midnight when everybody else is placing their pre-order for the new iPhone XS Max. So I placed the pre-order, and my order was processing, and next thing I know, it's canceled again. So I was like, what is going on here? I called up Verizon again and told them, well, this is not the first time, not the second time, but this is the third time you have canceled my order. And I ended up having to give them a copy of my ID with my social security card, and I had to give them a photocopy of all that. I had to take a picture and send that to them. And so I gave them a copy of my ID and my social security card. I'm like, what are they going to ask for next? A tube of my blood, my birth certificate? I mean, it shouldn't be this difficult. I knew I was getting upset over something really stupid, but it was just, once again, it was the principle of the situation. And it's just how a simple transaction became complicated when it didn't need to be. So really frustrated me, and I said, this is the third time this has happened, and if you guys can't get your shit together, then I don't want to do business with you. And they were telling me, trying to sort of circumvent or find a way around this problem, because that's what they do. They're just trying to find a way to remedy the issue. But at this point, I'm already really upset. And at one point, the telesales agent said, well, what do you want? And I said, I want a fucking phone. This is what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to give you my money so I can get a phone, and I don't know why that is so difficult. I was over it. I was just completely over it. And I decided to go back to T-Mobile. And that was the end of my horror story. It was the only option I had, and I went back to T-Mobile. I ordered the Note 9. I didn't really want to put the $500 down, but to avoid the headache with Verizon, it seems so minuscule, or so much easier to do that than to deal with Verizon. So I went back to T-Mobile and I placed my order for the new iPhone XS Max. I paid the $500 down, and it's not something I really wanted to do, but in comparison to dealing with Verizon, it just seemed like the easier choice. So it was sort of the lesser of two evils. Anyways, let me know in the comments if you've had a similar experience, just a similar horror story with a company, just a really bad customer service experience and interaction with a company. So yeah, just let me know in the comments, and I'm hoping to make more content on this channel if you guys want to see it. So I really appreciate your support, and I will see you guys in the next one.